And now, with today's game, here's the voice of the Bees, Daniel Trivinos.
Hello and welcome to Community Field. I'm Dan Trivinos, broadcasting Burlington Bees baseball for News Radio 1490 KBUR and KBUR.com. So glad to have you with us for game one of a three-game series between the Burlington Bees and the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. This is the final three-game set, final homestand of the season. And the right-hander to start it out is Drew Granier. He's on the mound. He's 11-9 with a 3.10 ERA, 156 and two-thirds innings pitched this season. Well, here's Macias. Granier with the first pitch of game one. It misses outside just a bit. 1 ball, no strikes. We're underway at Community Field. First pitch arrives at 2:02 p.m. Central Time. We're going back to Granier. Again, 11-9 is not the best record, but he does not deserve 9 losses, that's for sure. This is a guy who has really not gotten a lot of run support in the second half of the season. We'll talk about that throughout his start. Maybe an inch or two off the outside corner, but he's being consistent with it. So the Timber Rattlers do have something to play for here. They'd like to dictate where they play in the second round of the playoffs if they get there. 1-2 pitch, cut on and missed. Ball gets away briefly from Nestor. He recovers, and that's a strikeout. They get 156 strikeouts on the season for Drew Granier, now in 157 innings. Well, that's the scouting report on Nick Ramirez. Breaking ball, breaking ball, breaking ball. Having talked to a lot of the pitchers on this club, the Bees have done a decent job against Nick Ramirez, and they've done a good job against him in big situations. You could consider this one a big situation. Well, most of the Bees pitchers have said this is a guy who doesn't have the best idea of what he's doing at the plate. Well, you can tell Drew Granier already upset with himself. He's allowed 3 earned runs here in the top of the first. His ERA at 3.10. That's 7th best in the Midwest League. And it's the only guy from the Western Division who ranks in the top 10 in ERA for pitchers. So Drew Granier has been something special this season. But at 157 innings now, 157 and a third, you have to imagine he's starting to get a little tired. Can't imagine he's going to go too long today. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a slider. It's a nice way to end the top of the first. Unfortunately, it comes after 3-run score on 4 hits and no errors. We head to the bottom of the first. Bees trailing 3-0. You're listening to Bees Baseball on News Radio 1490 KBUR. Welcome back to Community Field as we start the top of the second. Drew Granier on the mound. The Bees trailing 3-0 to the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Max Wallace stepping up to the plate. Left-handed batter hitting .230, 7 home runs, 41 RBIs. Here's Granier, first pitch. That's a strike. That's more like it, Drew. 2 balls, 1 strike. Granier throws a fastball, a slider, a changeup. Every once in a while he'll mix in the curveball. Here's the 0-1. Tails just off the outside edge. 1-1. Granier doesn't necessarily throw an overpowering fastball, but he throws a solid fastball in the low 90s as the 1-1 pitch just misses outside. And what Granier does so well is he has a changeup that's 10 miles per hour less than his fastball, and that slider is devastating. Here's the 2-1. Fastball, calling the strike. Looked like it was outside. Works out for Granier, 2-2. Here's another thing that Granier can do. He can go through a whole order of the lineup, only showing fastball. That time he shows the slider and he strikes out Walla. Boy, that slider has some break to it today. 1 away, 3 Ks for Drew Granier. He's in fact struck out 2 consecutive batters going back to the first. That'll bring up Chadman Stang. Now you can tell that Drew's in a groove. He's trying to stay in that groove and work quickly. Rocks back. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with the slider. He just struck out Chadman Stang. He's done some damage against the Bees this season. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Drew Granier. He now has 159 on the season. He couldn't even touch this field until this morning. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Breaking ball, middle in. McMahon couldn't connect. 5 punch outs for Drew Granier, 160 on the season. We head to the bottom of the second. Bees trailing 3-0. You're listening to Bees Baseball on News Radio 1490. Welcome back to Community Field. First pitch of the top of the third is called a strike at the knees, outside corner. Nick Ramirez at the plate, left-handed batter. should I say slugger, 16 home runs on the season, 68 RBIs. Like we said earlier, the scouting report on him, he doesn't necessarily have the best idea of what he's trying to do at the plate. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Granier strikes him out. 6 strikeouts for Drew Granier. On the back of the jersey is in gold. Here's the 1-2. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. 7 strikeouts for Drew Granier. That was a slider way outside. Garfield went after it. Again, a runner at second base. 2 outs. Top of the third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mike Garza at the plate. Here's the 2-2. Check swing again. A pitch low and away. And he went around. That's strike 3. So for the second consecutive inning, he doesn't do it in order, but Granier strikes out the side. He now has 8 strikeouts through 3 innings of work. Bees trailing 3-0 as we head to the bottom half of the third. You're listening to Bees Baseball on News Radio 1490 KBUR. Welcome back to Community Field here in Burlington, Iowa. It's the top of the 4th inning now, a third of the way through the game, and the Bees trail 3-2 to the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Well, the batter at the plate is Carlos George. Drew Granier on the mound. First pitch called a strike. George thought about a bunt. He pulled back, but it painted the outside corner. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. That was a long swing on a good slider. 0-2 now. Granier has struck out the side his last 2 innings. He has a total of 8 strikeouts through 3 innings of work. So let's put that in perspective. That means that 8 of the 9 outs he's recorded have been strikeouts. They've all been swinging, too. And here's a check swing. He did not go around. It was close. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Granier has pretty good numbers against this team. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a slider. Boy, George really helped out Granier. That pitch had to be about a foot off the outside edge. 9 strikeouts for Drew Granier. All been swinging strikeouts. That'll bring up Max Swallow. Granier is something special, I gotta tell you. Boy, that breaking ball is extra sharp today. Pretty sure he could cut diamonds with that slider. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. And here's the 0-2. Fastball called. Strike 3 on the outside corner. 10 punch shots for Drew Granier. You can tell Granier is starting to strut around the mound. I'm smiling to myself because I know that Drew loves strikeouts. Sometimes you'll get pitchers who will tell you, well, it's all about just getting the outs, whether they're ground ball outs, fly ball outs. Strikeouts are a plus. Drew Granier is not that pitcher. If you ask him, he will tell you, strikeouts. That's what he wakes up for. Granier has the best strikeout per 9 innings ratio of any starter with more than 125 innings pitched this year. He's at 8.9. Here's a high fly ball, deep to left, down the line. Crocker on the run. He's in foul territory. He slides in the Bees bullpen. He made the catch. That's a highlight-worthy play by Bobby Crocker. That was a long run for Crocker, and he really timed it well. Welcome back to Community Field. It's the top of the 6th inning, and Drew Granier is still on the mound. A little surprised to see that, but again, he has a chance to match his career high for strikeouts with his next strikeout, and with 2 strikeouts, he'd set a new career high. His career high, 11. Carlos George leading off for the Timber Rattlers. George is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Here's the only trouble. August was especially rough on Drew Granier. He went 0-3 despite a 3.44 ERA in 6 starts. He only allowed more than 2 earned runs once. Here's the 2-2. Foul tipped into the mitt. That's a strikeout. Number 11, and Granier has matched his career high for punch-outs. A mark he set earlier in the second half of the season on July 9th at Beloit. Something tells me Drew knows how many strikeouts he has. Something tells me he's looking for that new career high. And I think he knows he's not going to go more than the 6th inning. There is a right-hander getting warmed up in the Bees bullpen. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the Bees are sort of moonwalking their way into the playoffs. And by that I mean they're Walking through the back door, swing and a miss on the 2-2 pitch. He strikes out Stang, a new career high for Drew Granier. 12 punch-outs here in his final regular season start. Simply outstanding. 167 strikeouts on the season. He leads the league easily in that category. Remember, the guy who was close was Archie Bradley. He started the other day, finished with 152. 2 outs, a runner at first. It brings up the leadoff man, Brandon Macias. Runner goes, bouncer up the middle. Roberts will charge. Second baseman with a toss to first. That will end the top of the 6th. Congratulations to Drew Granier. A couple of strikeouts. He has a new career high of 12, 167 on the season. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Bees need to get him a couple runs. They trail 4-2. You're listening to Bees Baseball on News Radio 1490 KBUR and KBUR.com.